The engines on the Untold were finishing their last jobs of the day. The engines had arrived at the shed later that night. What a long day, yawned Gordon. I know, said Henry. I didn't even think I was going to finish my last train of the day. Me neither, added James. Despite all that, said Edward, I'm pleased that we had some more new engines to help out with the extra work. Other to replace that, well, you know who I'm talking about. Oh yes, him, said Gordon. He has been sent packing a year ago, said Henry. I hope he doesn't come back, said James. Boko heard a lot about Alfred. He probably must have been a bit of a psychotic engine. We'll have to agree to it, added Donald and Douglas together. Duck, however, never knew about Alfred and Crovan being sent away before. He heard the story from Thomas telling him, Emily, Simon, and Mark about how they arrived. I've already heard the story of, well, the near explosion incident, said Duck. But the other thing is, I don't know how he and Crovan were sent away. That's something I want to know too, said Oliver. Yeah, said Emily. Duck did say that when he arrived, he saw some coaches derail. Well, I think I know the story. Before they were sent away, they once caused a bit of an accident and bipped some coaches right towards me. How? Said Donald. Were they trying to damage you on purpose? Or were they being careless? That second question, you're right, Donald, said Edward. And I guess I better tell you all the story. And this was the story Edward told all the engines. Ever since 1942 and A7546 was sent away, they had to shunt at the yards at each town. They hated it, but they knew it was the Topham Hatt's orders. It wasn't until one day when James arrived at the island, they both confused him for Eagle. Eagle? How come you have black wheels and the number 5? James laughed. I'm not Eagle. I'm James. I'm the new engine here. Say, are you those two engines who once, well... Don't remind us, said 87546. Alright, I won't. But anyway, try not to cause any trouble here. And he rammed off laughing at utility cars. 87546 and 98462 cross and offended. It wasn't until one day Thomas had been working on his branch line for a while, and all the big engines began to miss him very much. They had to fetch their own coaches. "We big engines are too important to fetch our own coaches," said Gordon one day. "Speak for yourself," said 98462. "I have to shunt here your coaches for you, and it's boring, I tell you." "I can guess," said Gordon. Particularly, he paid no attention to him, because he knew that 98462 was trouble. "Now, as you'll excuse me, I have to take these coaches to Biggerstown Station. So long." And Gordon steamed away. But he didn't realize that he didn't have the other coach and the brake coach. This caused a great deal of trouble. When the driver looked back in 98462's cab, he noticed the coaches. "Looks like we'll have to give these to Gordon before there'll be a huge delay," said 98462's driver. "Very well," said 98462. Steamed away to go catch up to Gordon. It wasn't until a few days later, when Gordon, James, and Henry went on strike, and when Percy first arrived on the island, Edward steamed in to go get Gordon's coaches, while 98462 and 87546 were having a rest. "What are you doing here, old-timer?" said 87546. "You should have stayed in your shed long ago." "Well," said Edward, "Gordon, James, and Henry are on strike, and I'm taking care of Gordon's Express, while Thomas is taking care of the local services." "Then who's taking care of the blue tank engine's branch line while he's doing it?" asked 98462. "Percy is," said Thomas as he steamed in with the other coaches. "Now, if I were you all, both," he said cheekily, "I'd suggest that you wake up and do some hard work like us, for instance." And he steamed away, laughing. Edward chuckled and steamed away with coaches. "This is not fair at all. Why can't we take care of their big engine's work?" "No idea," said 87546. By the time their break was over, they set it off back to do some shunting.